David back with awesome autographs and more. This is episode number 200. I was planning something different for this episode, but mail started coming in again, so we shall get through the mail for today. Actually have enough here for 2 videos, so I'm splitting them into 2. But today we have 3 private signings and 2 through the mail successes. And so before we get started, we'll go through the photos up here. I'm gonna move the camera. Hopefully I don't totally screw it up. And sorry about my reflection there. We have Mr. Bob Cousy. And then over here we have Mr. Dave Cowens. Both 8x10s signed several years ago when TriStar used to do shows up in the Marlborough, Massachusetts area. And they would, just bring in a ton of Celtics or Red Sox or Bruins and Patriots. They did all 4, and there would be like 30, 40, all from the local Boston teams. So ended up getting a ton of the Boston team autographs. At the time, I lived probably about 45 minutes south of Boston in Attleboro, where Cardboard Promotions is based. They do fairly nice show up there on a bit of a smaller scale than TriStar, but they always seem to have some good signers, and they do a very good job for sending in. I've sent in a number of mail-ins for those people that they have, so I do recommend them. They do a pretty good job. That's cardboardpromotions.com, I think. But anyways, let's get started on today with our first. We'll do the 3 private signings, and then we will move on to the TTMs. First up, former LA Dodger, at least that's what he's most known for in my mind anyway, is Mr. Rick Monday. This was actually the only card I had of his. I was quite surprised, and it's a more modern card, which I also have very little of, but this is a 2005. And that is Mr. Rick Monday. Next up, former, I think I know him most as Texas Ranger. Yes, that would have been my era for him anyways. But I believe we have a couple of different teams represented here. But he played from 1986 to 2006 for the Rangers, Oakland, the Yankees, Detroit, Cincinnati, Toronto, the White Sox, Seattle, and Minnesota. I do not have all those teams represented here. In fact, the vast majority of my cards for him are Rangers, because I think he played with the Rangers from like 1986 to maybe 95. And the vast majority of my cards are pretty much in that 10-year range. But we have this 89 Topps, 1990 Leaf. I already have him in my set, so this is just an extra one. And then we have Upper Deck, Ted Williams hitters, I believe was the theme of this card. Best hitters in the game, Ted Williams. But was an Upper Deck. Ted Williams was pretty involved with Upper Deck for those first few years. then he went out on his own. And then here we have, let's see, yeah, that's Rangers. Here we have an Oakland A's Pacific card. It's a Pacific collection. Excuse me. See if I can, kind of hard with these reflective cards not to get some kind of reflection. That is kind of the point of the cards. But that is Mr. Ruben Sierra. Next up, we have Mr. Jim Lonborg. I know he signs through the mail pretty easily, but I had somehow accumulated a whole crap load of his cards. So I decided I was going to send a bunch of them off and get them done. Not even sure. I think this was, yeah, these were done through the New York shows. It used to be JP Sports and Rock Solid Promotions. They sold some of their shows over to Lucky's Promotions. These were actually signed in January. They've just been in the mail since then. They ended up going, their system overrode my address with an old address. So they ended up going to my old address, getting forwarded to my new address, being determined not to be deliverable because at the time, my new address was, we're in a brand new development here, so post office didn't quite know we're here. They've got that down now. We're good now, but so went to and then it went back to them, and they repackaged and sent it to the new address, so they actually got here finally. I don't know if you guys remember a few videos back where I got the Mickey Tettleton with that came in the envelope that had no address on it. I don't know how, again, I don't understand how in the process it actually got to me, but it did. But anyways, we have a bunch of Jim Lonborg cards here. Two of those, one in black, one in blue. Got to make them different, right? And then we have 72 Tops in black and blue with the Brewers. And then with the Phillies, and Phillies. It's interesting that Mr. Lonborg played for both Boston and Philadelphia, equal amount of seasons. Played 7 seasons for both teams and then had the 1 season in between with Milwaukee. But those are the private signings. I think I'm now caught up with private signings. I know I still have 2 or maybe 3 out that are like this month. So no more, I would say no more private signings, but the next video will also have one that it's already come in. So now for 2 TTMs, we have a 4 of 4 success in 100 days exactly from Abilene, Texas. These are both football, I believe. Nope, sorry. 1 football, 1 baseball. And we have former NFL player, Mr. Ray Berry, who played from 1987. Make sure I'm reading this right. Yep, 87 to 93. Played 6 seasons with Minnesota and 1 with Seattle. And I'm pretty sure these are all Minnesota cards. A lot of score here. Fleer and score, I guess. That is, yeah, that's score. 2 Fleer cards. And a pro set. Mr. Rick Berry. Last but not least is a 5 of 4 success in 30 days from former Major League Baseball player, Mr. Johnny Ray. And I'm not sure if he included an extra card or if he got somehow confused. But the last card is the one I did not send. So we have the 87 tops, the 88 tops, the 89 tops, and the I believe it's 1990, yes, 1990 upper deck. And then we had this 91 score come in. So I don't know if he just added it or if he made a mistake and sent me somebody else's card or what have you. But Mr. Johnny Ray, 5 of 4 in 30 days, and he played from 1981 to 1990 for Pittsburgh and the California Angels. So I have all of his team cards. And I think this fills up my page, so I don't know if I'll be sending any more to him or not. But anyways, that's the, oops, I did not line this back up very well when I put the camera back down. Kind of late now. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the videos. Definitely want to thank the athletes for their signatures. And we will see you next time. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.